Hello, Alex here, back in the shed. I got Anakin Starkiller with us. I also got his DS2 here that he sent me to finish. This will be the first time revealing the DS2 completed to him.
Very exciting.
So I figured I'd document it. So let's begin. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh. That looks gorgeous.
It's got the spinning emitter.
Yep. Oh, you did a perfect job.
Feel how heavy it is.
That's the silver shaft, right?
That's the silver shaft in there.
This is the first time I've seen one of these complete in any fashion. And it's awesome. Exceeds all my expectations. You did a fantastic job on this, Danny.
Thank you. This is the first DS2 done.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Trent stencils on here. And what a difference, huh?
Yeah.
The ring section. And
yeah.
like the other day, I had it on the coffee
perfect.
table.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, holy crap, does that look good?
Yeah. You did such a nice job in the grooves here.
All
it's
the
like...
chips. Those aren't random.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of photos, and each one, like I have my master here that I use and transfer all the chips over.
It's very exciting. But I had this clamp for a while. I was saving it for a special day because it had just the right weathering built into it.
Yeah.
I bought it on eBay just because it had the perfect weathering spot, little spot there, and I was like, I'm gonna save this for my dream V2, which I'm glad I coaxed you into doing for me, because you did a better job with the weathering than I would have been able to manage.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
There's some new techniques that I use to dirty it up, because with the new reference, you can see actually how grimy it is on the emitter and in the pommel cubes. And then like, I'm just amazed, like once you throw the paint on there, how big of a difference it is compared to all the other ones that you've done.
I'm so excited about the way that the grooves here look between each recess, because on my other versions, I had a flattened spot, which to me looked right, because here it looks like it, right? You see the way that the light sort of hits it and doesn't, and bounces back at you. Right? It bounces
totally
back
agree.
at you like it's a flat spot, but it's the curve on the inside, and it just works perfectly now.
And like,
it's nice and heavy.
They're not out yet, but when they are out, people will realize how each valley is different.
This lever is from Tom. It's his homemade one that
it's bad, man. It's so cool.
We were out at Fonnie and I went out to the Bartlow Pell House, which is like this 17th century house in the Bronx the other day, and they had an old curling iron out on display. Yeah, and then the woman's like, "Does anybody know what this is?" And I was like, "That's a curling iron." And Fawn looks over me and she's like, "How did you?" She's like, "Oh, it's a lightsaber parties." I was like, "Maybe, I don't know." That was Tom's theory, but I think he did a great job building the leather.
Yeah, that's a vintage D-ring from Michael.
Yes, he's been very generous with those. Thank you so much, Michael.
Yeah, and then that's one of my favorite boot studs that I threw on there.
Yeah, it looks great.
And I have a special chemical that I use to age that.
You're going to be so sick and tired of pulling this. So with the kits, when I'm selling them, I was able to get a bunch of boots, and we're gonna this afternoon pull maybe like 120, 140 boot studs out of the things. But yeah, it looks fantastic.
I love it.
It's gorgeous, like almost afraid.
So now, Starkiller, the biggest question I get, and I get this message multiple times a day, is when are they going live? Did they go live already, and did I miss them?
They did not go live, and you won't miss them if you subscribe to Danny's channel, because I'm going to let him know at least like a week in the week that I put them up for sale, that they will be up for sale, and you're going to announce at least 24 hours ahead of time everybody that follows. Yeah. So that won't be a problem.
So make sure you subscribe, and big thing is hit the notification bell, because most likely the next video I put out will be that 24-hour warning of them going live in the store. So keep an eye out for that.
Sorry, I should be doing something more for the video besides just staring at my new lightsaber.
No, I just want to.
This is a big. I mean, God, when did when did I start working on the V2? It's like in my head, I started this in like 1999. Like
really, because like I always say in my videos, we went through a drought for the longest time. I never had one, and then when you did the first one, I jumped right on.
Well, Chris Reef and Chris Travis had the parts of Star Wars since like the 1990s, right? And they always had this section, and they had a section on all the different lightsabers, and there was a section on the V2, and it just had, you know, the grainy pictures that you could have of it, like on Luke's belt in the Ewok scenes and on the Emperor's table, just enough that like you could always tell it wasn't the hero. And we never knew what it was, and so there was a whole bunch of theories. And I remember, I think the first V2 I ever like played around with was from John Spot on the Web did a run of Luke lightsabers, and I put a clamp on it and painted it black, and that was in the 90s. And then Chris, then the Chris's had released a high res photo in the early 2000s of Luke catching it.
Yeah.
And that's when we started realizing that it was in some ways out of the same casting and from the same casting family as the Obi-Wan Kenobi stunt and the V3. And then obviously when Brandon released his pictures at Celebration a couple of years ago, it changed everything, and we started all the various runs. But yeah, I don't want to say it out loud because then Brandon will release more photos and we'll find out we've done anything wrong. But I can't imagine this getting more accurate to me.
I don't know how.
This is the dream right now.
It's my dream.
I mean, it's amazing how many steps of, you know, how many iterations I can just see when I look at it. Like all the changes that we made, all the changes that, like, you know, in the initial drawings that I did, and then Roy helping me with the overlays from Brandon's Facebook page. And Trooper Trent, I remember contacting Trent being like, you know, I saw some things that you were doing with like your Boba Fett helmet. Is there any way we could do some sort of masking system with the Luke lightsaber? That's where the first run of stencils came from, and then
he's a wizard.
Yeah,
that guy's a wizard.
Yeah, I mean, it really is an amazing collaboration of all the people involved in the RPF that are going into this. And now sabers, you know, are everywhere, and there's any number of companies, but it really. It's great being part of the RPF community because you just see the history and all the collaboration, all the friendship that went into it.
100% right. That when I look at this, I look at the friends that I've made over time with it. So that's what is the most important about me with the V2 is all the friendships. Every V2 I do, I end up becoming friends with the people. They message me daily and exchanging family pictures and all that stuff. So and it gets overwhelming because there's like 100+ people that message you every day. Like how are you doing? How's your parents? And it's, you know, it's kind of overwhelming how you can go from this to a huge friend circle.
Yeah.
No. But no, I think that pretty much wraps it up. We got our work cut out for us with all these boots.
Yeah, we're pull those out and get them ready for, and then I will be boxing them all up and shipping them out and putting them up for sale in the next few weeks.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for my notification video. So with all that said, why don't you sign out for us?
Okay. Starkiller and Hallowax out.